To a heartbreaking and horrific mass shooting in Shreveport, Louisiana. 8 children between the ages of 1 and 14 were killed in what police are calling a gruesome crime scene.
Cedar Grove is a working-class neighborhood in Shreveport, Louisiana. Porch lights on, dogs quiet, Saturday night winding down the way it always does. Most of the block was asleep before midnight. Inside one small house on the 300 block of West 79th Street, 8 children had been tucked in for the night. Cousins and siblings pressed together the way kids do in a full house. Some of them were still holding stuffed animals. None of them were going to wake up. Before this video is over, we are going to tell you 2 things. We are going to show you the warning this system ignored 7 years before that morning. And we are going to show you exactly how an ordinary Saturday became the worst day this city has ever lived through. But first, say their names with us. Shamar Elkins, 3 years old. Shayla Elkins, 5. Braylon Snow, 5. Kayla Pugh, 6. Kadarion Snow, 6. Layla Pugh, 7. Markaden Pugh, 10. Saria Snow, 11 years old. 8 children, 1 house, 1 morning. The man who walked into that house was not a stranger. He was not a burglar. He was not somebody with a grudge from the neighborhood. He was their father. 7 of those babies called him Daddy. The 8th was family too. A cousin. Blood. If you are new to this channel, subscribe right now and turn on the bell. We tell these stories so these children are never reduced to a statistic. Every case matters. Every name matters. How does a father get to that place? That is the question Cedar Grove is still trying to answer. To understand what happened inside that house, you have to understand the man who walked into it and the warning the system ignored 7 years before he ever pulled that trigger. Shamar Elkins was 31 years old, born in Shreveport, raised in Shreveport, known all over Shreveport. From 2013 to 2020, he wore the uniform of the Louisiana Army National Guard, signal support specialist, fire support specialist. He never deployed overseas. He left as a private with no medals and no combat record. But 7 years in uniform meant something to the people around him. It meant discipline. It meant a man you could count on. He was a father 7 times over. 3 boys, 5 girls, different mothers, different last names, but all of them born from him. Cousins running in and out. A whole web of little lives tied to this one man. On paper, his life looked full. Church on Sundays, school pickups, birthday photos, a house with children's voices in every room. Here is where the picture starts to crack. In 2019, Shamar Elkins fired a handgun near Cato Magnet High School. Children were outside on that campus. Bullets discharged in the direction of a school full of kids. He pleaded guilty to illegal use of weapons. The judge gave him 18 months of probation, no prison, no jail, no mandatory treatment. He walked out of that courtroom and went straight back to his life. That is Promise 1 delivered. The warning was there in 2019. The system looked at a man who fired a weapon near children and said, "Stay out of trouble" for a year and a half. Then it walked away and never looked back. For 7 more years, Shamar Elkins lived in that community. He raised those children. He kept access to weapons. Nobody checked back on him, and nobody revisited the file. A few weeks before April 19th, he posted an Easter photo on social media. Him and his children in their Sunday best. Little bow ties, little dresses, smiles lined up across a couch. 10 days before the killings, a different kind of post went up. Something about mental health, something about needing prayer. His friends saw it, his family saw it, everyone scrolled past it. By Saturday night, those children were asleep. Their mother was in the house, and Shamar Elkins had already made his decision. Here is exactly how the last normal night unfolded. Hour by hour. Saturday, April 18th, 2026. Shamar Elkins posted about a daddy-daughter date. A burger spot. Just him and his oldest girl. He put it on social media for everyone to see. That little girl had no idea it would be their last meal together. Neither did the internet. That afternoon, the rest of the children were exactly where they always were on a Saturday, running around the house, fighting over the remote. Soraya, the oldest at 11, helping keep the little ones in line. Jayla, just 3 years old, probably underfoot and into everything. A completely normal Saturday. Here is what was happening underneath all of that. There are 5 things you need to understand about the pressure building inside Shamar Elkins that weekend. 1. His marriage was over. He and his wife were separating. 2. A custody court date was coming, the formal, legal end of the life they had built together. 3. 7 children connected them permanently. This separation was never going to be clean or simple. 4. 10 days earlier, he told the internet he was struggling. He said he needed prayer. Nobody treated it as a warning. 5. He left home that Saturday morning with more than 1 weapon on him. This was not a snap. This was a decision. That is promise to delivered. This was not a crime of passion. Every piece of evidence points to a man who planned this. Saturday night, Cedar Grove went quiet the way it always does. Cars settled. Lights went off one by one. 8 children fell asleep inside that house on West 79th Street. At 5 a.m. on Sunday, Shamar Elkins got into a vehicle. He did not drive to West 79th Street first. He drove to Harrison Street, to his girlfriend's home. He shot her multiple times and left her in critical condition. Then he got back in the vehicle. Harrison Street to West 79th Street is a quarter mile. 5 minutes at that hour. Say, if you saw that prayer post on your feed, would you have stopped scrolling? Tell us in the comments. He parked on West 79th Street. He walked into that house, and what police found when they arrived is something that experienced officers say they will never be able to unsee. Shamar Elkins walked into that house on West 79th Street before sunrise. His wife was there. He shot her in the face. She survived. Then he kept moving. The children were asleep in their beds. Police later determined that most of them were shot in the head while they slept. A small caliber handgun. Room by room. 1 child tried to get out. We do not know exactly how it happened. What we know is that a young child climbed onto the roof of a neighboring house trying to find safety. He was shot on that roof. His body stayed up there until the sun came up and officers began accounting for everyone. A teenager also present that morning tried to escape by going over the roof. That teenager fell, survived with non-life-threatening injuries, and is now carrying the weight of what they saw for the rest of their life. The first 911 call came in just after 6 a.m. By the time Shreveport police units pulled up to West 79th Street, Elkins was already gone. He carjacked a vehicle near the intersection of Linwood Avenue and West 79th Street and drove out of Shreveport entirely. Louisiana law enforcement picked up the chase in Bossier City. The confrontation happened on the 400 block of Brompton Lane. Officers discharged their weapons. Elkins discharged his. When the gunfire stopped, Shamar Elkins was dead in the street. And investigators later confirmed he was carrying a rifle-style pistol in addition to the handgun used inside the house. This man left home that morning prepared for war. Share this video right now. Put it in front of someone who needs to see it. Every share keeps these children's names alive. He had 2 weapons and a plan. The system gave him probation in 2019 and never looked back. What should have happened differently? Tell us below. 8 caskets. Small enough that 1 pallbearer could carry each one alone. And a city left asking the question the system should have asked back in 2019. That single morning more than doubled Shreveport's homicide count for all of 2026. 1 man, 1 house, more than half the city's murders for an entire year before the sun came up on a Sunday. Shreveport Police Chief Wayne Smith stood at that podium and told reporters his heart was taken aback. He said he could not begin to imagine how something like this could happen. Here is what we know. Over 30% of murders in Shreveport are domestic. Domestic violence is never just a private matter between two adults. It starts between two people and it ends in 8 small caskets. Shamar Elkins fired a gun near a school in 2019. The system handed him probation and closed the file. 7 years later, 8 children paid for that decision. If you are in a situation where the anger is getting louder or the threats are starting to feel real, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. The number is 1-800-799-7233. Anytime, day or night. Children. One warning in 2019 that nobody acted on. What should have been done differently? Tell us below. Now say their names one more time. Jayla, Shayla, Braylon, Kayla, Kadarian, Layla, Markaden, Soraya. Subscribe to Clint Case. Ring that bell. Every case matters. Every clue counts. And every child on this channel deserves to be remembered by name.